Shalom, Kol Haloyim, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rachakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. I'm on MSN.com and this article was published one day ago. The title says 22 Overlooked Threats in an Economic Collapse Scenario. Now we know the Bible talks about Jacob's trouble, and Jacob's trouble is basically a time of an economic collapse. And the Bible says that that time will be like none that ever was nor shall be. So this upcoming economic collapse, Jacob's trouble, it's going to be the worst time that the world has ever seen. I wanted to bring this article out for two reasons. One, because it highlights different scenarios and situations that could happen that really doesn't come to mind. You don't think about it until you actually go through it or have been through it, And the second thing is just to show that this is why we're going to need Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is why we're going to need protection from on high, divine intervention, as you hear some bros calling it every now and then. Because you never know what's going to come, right? So 22 overlooked threats. We're going to go through all 22 and read just a little bit of each. But we'll get through all 22 as we're just going to read the title for the most part. So the first one says prescription drug shortages. When supply chains break and life-saving medications can vanish overnight. In Venezuela's economic crisis, 85% of essential medicines became unavailable. Now just think about the millions of people here in Babylon the Great that are on prescription medicines. A lot of people that need it to just live. A lot of them are going to perish in the day of Jacob's trouble, economic collapse, when they can't get it anymore. It says rapid spread of misinformation. In times of chaos, false information spreads like wildfire. During Argentina's 2001 economic crisis, rumors of bank runs caused actual bank runs. And we can easily see something like that happening as well. It says unexpected urban migration. When jobs disappear, city dwellers often flee to rural areas. This sudden population shift can strain resources in small communities. Surge in home invasions. Desperate times breed desperate actions. During Greece's economic crisis, home invasions rose by 125%. And remember, 2 Esdras 15, they shall invade one another. All right? So we know that this is going to happen. It says collapse of waste management. When municipal services fail, trash piles up fast. In Lebanon's ongoing crisis, garbage mountains have grown 30 feet high in some areas. And that can cause diseases in itself. Of course, let alone it just stinking and smelling crazy 24/7. Unexpected food allergies. As food options become limited, people may be forced to eat things they're not used to. New allergies can develop suddenly, even in adults. In Cuba's special period crisis, unfamiliar foods led to a spike in allergic reactions. Surge in alcoholism and substance abuse. Economic stress often drives people to unhealthy coping mechanisms. Russia saw a 43% increase in alcohol consumption after its 1998 financial crisis. Rapid spread of conspiracy theories, and I would just keep rolling now. I'll just read the titles. Breakdown of legal system. Self-harm clusters. And that was going into suicides. Rapid spread of bartering economy. Unexpected wildlife encounters. Let's read this. As municipal services decline, wildlife often moves into urban areas. During Argentina's 2001 crisis, cougars were spotted in suburbs seeking easy prey like pets. Damn. Surge in preventable diseases. When healthcare systems falter, once rare diseases can resurge. Venezuela saw a 70% increase and malaria cases during its economic crisis. It says rapid deterioration of infrastructure, unexpected soil depletion, surge in cybercrime, rapid spread of anti-intellectual sentiment, unexpected shifts in social norms, surge in malnutrition-related mental health issues. Let's read that. Lack of proper nutrition doesn't just affect the body. Studies show that deficiencies in omega-3 fatty acids can increase depression rates by up to 30%. Yep, makes sense. So of course that's going to happen when there's famine, right? Lack of proper nutrients. It says rapid spread of improvised weapons. Damn. When conventional weapons become scarce, people get creative. In Brazil's, in Brazil's favelas, homemade guns became common during economic downturns. That's crazy. Learn to recognize potential weapons and how to defend against them. And the last one says unexpected patent medicines and quackery. As healthcare becomes inaccessible, fake cures proliferate. During the Great Depression, traveling medicine shows scammed countless desperate people. So home invasions, animals changing their places, lack of nutrients because of there's famine, lack of medicine, scams because of medicine, improvised weapons, so on and so forth. All of these are different, whether they're unexpected or not, or overlooked or not, but these are all just some of the threats that could happen during an economic collapse. And we're going to see all these things more than likely and many, many more in the time of Jacob's trouble. Now, this is highlighted in the book of Amos, chapter 5. When you read starting at verse 18, we're in the NLT on the right, it says, "What sorrow awaits you? What sorrow awaits you who say, if only the day of the Lord were here? You have no idea what you are wishing for. That day will bring darkness and not light." Now, this is talking about all of those people that are just hypocrites, that are just putting on, acting as if they believe in God, acting as if they're these holier than thou Christians, like they really want the Lord to return, but they don't. It says you have no idea what you're wishing for. That day will bring darkness, not light. In that day, you will be like a man who runs from a lion, only to meet a bear. Escaping from the bear, he leans his hand against a wall in his house, and he's bitten by a snake. Yes, the day of the Lord will be dark and hopeless, without a ray of joy or hope. This is in the Old Testament, but this is an end-time prophecy talking about the day of the Lord, when Yahushua, the Messiah, the Son of God, returns. So this hasn't happened yet. And this is going to take place very, very, very soon. We're living in those end times right now. And as you can tell from verse 19, it's talking about basically different scenarios that are unexpected. You run from this, now you got to look out for something new. If you happen to get away from that, you're on the lookout for something different. A lion, a bear, a snake, who knows what's around the corner? Well, that's exactly what we read right here in this article. 22 overlooked threats in an economic collapse scenario. This is all prophecy. This is describing the time of Jacob's trouble. So all we're doing is just bringing out these things, warning the elect. That's all. Saying now is the time to repent and get closer to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because we're going to need that divine protection, that divine intervention from on high. Let's read this precept right here in the book of 2nd Ezra 5, starting at verse 8. There shall be confusion also in many places. Remember, they talked about the article, one of the situations where the spread of false information or the spread of misinformation. And what does that bring? Confusion. There shall bring confusion also in many places. Because the elect, well, let me word it like this. The prophets, the true teachers, of the Lord, they have the truth. They have that wisdom that can bring out understanding so that you're not confused in these end days. But now is the time to get it so that you're not confused, I should say, in the time of Jacob's trouble, economic collapse. But right now is the time to get that information, to find out the truth, to consume it, to let it inside of you, hold on tight to it. Hold fast to that which you have. It says, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places. The wild beasts shall change their places. We read about that. Animals moving into rural places. It says, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, understanding, right? And understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth. And when unrighteousness and incontinency is multiplied, there you have those home invasions. Now you have the looting and the rioting. And of course, we could easily read 2nd Ezra 15, starting at verse 14 through 19. But we're not going to read that. You can read that in your own time. That perfectly describes the great depiction of Jacob's trouble. Also what the article is talking about. But really quickly, I want to jump over now and just, I want to get 2 precepts. I want to get the balance going into the divine protection, the divine intervention that the elect will have from on high. I'm going to read this in the King James, Daniel 12, verse 1. As you can see, the title of this, starting at verse 1, says the time of the end. So verse 1 says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, that's Jacob's trouble, the economic collapse, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. That's talking about the elect. But as you can see, it's going to be such a bad time, so bad of a time that Michael is going to have to stand up and protect the elect. Angels are going to have to come down and provide that divine protection, that divine intervention that I keep mentioning. All right, that's how bad of a time it's going to be. So all these unexpected scenarios, things that might get overlooked, we as the hopeful elect don't truly have to worry about it. All we have to do is put our trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, knowing that he's going to be sending down angels to watch over us. Remember, it says the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and that put their trust in him. Let's read one last precept. What did I want to grab? Psalm. The book of Psalm 91. And I'm going to read the last 3 verses. The entire chapter is good, but I'll read the last 3, starting at verse 14. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble, Jacob's trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With a long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. So once again, now I'm just bringing out the balance, showing that we have nothing to fear. You can't read articles like this, and even without reading articles, you can't have all these what-if scenarios in your mind and be so negative and pessimistic. You have to be optimistic. You have to believe that the Lord is going to protect you, because that's what it says. If you love him, you trust in his name, trust in him in general, right? He says he's going to watch over you. So we, the hopeful elect, have nothing to worry about. I just wanted to bring about this article. Lord's will, it was edifying to the elect. Call Haloyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.